Hi, I'm Tom from Food Related. Now, I'm going to take a break from my garden demo today to give you my top 5 garden hacks that are going to save you money. Let's get into it. Number 1 is a simple one, and it's one that I've talked about before, and that is mulching. But why bother? Why mulch our garden? Well, there's heaps of benefits. One of the main benefits is that we're going to get heaps of crops on our trees. By mulching, you can improve the tree's ability to retain moisture. We've just come through a drought in our summer, so it's been especially important for us to mulch these trees. Our lemon trees and our mandarin tree over there, our avocados, our oranges. We heavily mulched these trees, and it meant that we didn't get much leaf drop during the summer, during that drought period, and we've had heaps more fruit. You see, the mulch is going to give back organic matter to the soil. It means we're not going to have to compost these trees. The mulch is going to naturally do it for us as it breaks down. God, I love mulching. So try and build a relationship with your local arborist, because a lot of the time, if you're in a town area, they are probably going to drop it off to you for free. So that means you can get free wood chip really easily. Now, depending where you are in the world, you might be able to get some free chip from your local council. So look into those options. Of course, you don't have to use wood chip. You could use grass clippings. You could use your own garden waste from your own garden. So get into that habit of mulching. It's going to save you money in the long run. It's going to be less water, which depending if you're on tank or town supply, it might cost you more to keep watering that garden all the time. Tip number 2, grow from seed. Now, there's many benefits to growing from seed. Here are just a few. Now, an example of how growing from seed was way better for us. Last summer, the summer just gone, we bought some tomato plants from the local garden centre. Now, they were great, they were quite cheap, but I also planted some seeds in the ground at a similar time, I think it was maybe a week before. Now I thought, right, I'll get these plants, it will get us ahead, we'll have some tomatoes earlier than the seeds we planted. But in actual fact, the seedlings that we bought really suffered quite hard from transplant shock. So they took at least 2 or 3 weeks to kind of recover, get settled in the ground, and then starting to grow. Now by this time, the seeds that we planted were almost up to the same size. So there is an argument to say you're better off sowing your own seeds than bothering with seedlings. Now, there probably are some examples where it's going to be useful. It's going to be useful to have that plant to put in the ground. You're not going to want slugs to attack your baby zucchini plants, for example. Now, there's heaps of examples, but for me, I really like sowing straight into the ground. It just allows those plants to be stronger. They're usually more drought tolerant, and we actually find that we get more fruit and veg. Now, closely linked to number 2 is number 2.5, which is saving your own seed. So I've got a basil plant here, and I'm letting this go to seed. I'm going to save the seeds. Basil seeds are one of the best to save, along with tomatoes, chilies, capsicums, beans. I could go on. Once you save those seeds, if they're heirloom, if it's an heirloom variety, then you're just going to be able to keep using them. You know what? That's probably one of the best money-saving hacks I can suggest. Now, number 3 is creating your own free fertilizer. No need to go and buy the NPK pellets or anything like that. We can make our own. Now, it can be as simple as grabbing some weeds, getting some sort of permeable bag, a bucket of water, put the weeds in the bag, soak them in, and after a while you're going to get something that's resembling like a compost tea kind of colour. It might start to go brown, possibly black, and create your own fertilizer. If you want to beef this up, then we can grow comfrey. In our garden we've got comfrey all over the place. In fact, I like to plant it in a few different locations so that it's really going to bring those nutrients up through the soil into the root bowls of many of our fruit trees. One of my favourite things to do is to cut up the comfrey into small pieces and soak them in a bucket of water and create what we call comfrey tea. Now I can super boost this by adding a bit of cow poo or sheep poo, and that's really going to turbocharge that fertilizer. Now what we can do with that is then dilute it 10:1 with water and give it to our plants, and I tell you what, the results are amazing. Now if you've got a trailer and you live rurally, what you could do is try talking to your local farmers. If there's a poultry farmer or a dairy farmer, see if they can give you some chicken manure, some cow manure. They are going to be amazing for your garden. What you can do, grab a load, chuck it in the corner of your garden, put a Hessian sack over it. You might even inoculate it with worms, leave it for 2 or 3 months, come back to it, and you've got this amazing compost manure mixture which you can use to recondition your beds, your garden beds, and it's going to make it amazing. Now I've made composting videos before, and I'm a massive believer in making your own compost. It's a massive win-win. I mean, there's no negatives. You're never ever going to be able to buy the equivalent of slow grown compost that you've made yourself at home. You're just never going to be able to buy anything like it. So make your own compost. There's no excuse. You don't need flash bins like this. You could do it in some chicken wire. Hell, it doesn't even need to be in chicken wire. It can just be a pile in your garden. So get composting. It's really good for the environment, and your garden is going to thank you for it. Tip number 5. Now, I may be accused of being tight, but I like reusing, repurposing materials. One of the examples of this is our reclaimed raised beds. I've reused some roofing iron, I've reused some old posts, and I've created a nice raised bed garden, which means I don't get a sore back when I'm veggie gardening, which is a win for me. So, think about materials you can repurpose. You could use a tyre, you could use metal, you can use reclaimed wood. Just find something which doesn't cost you anything. I like saving money, but I also like creating functional, usable spaces. So, tip number 5 is use materials that are free. So, just to recap, mulch your garden, mulch your fruit trees, save your seeds and sow from seed, create your own fertilizers, make your own compost, and reuse materials. Good luck, get growing, and I can't wait to see the results. If you like this video, smash the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. At Food Related, I love to grow stuff, I love to build stuff, and I love to eat stuff.